I am Havasupai Indian from Supai, Arizona, and one of the tributaries of the Grand Canyon. Our people were moved there at the time of when the government started putting us into reservations. Our elders chose to go back to that place because that was our summer home, and we'd go there and cultivate the grounds and produce the corn and the different vegetables that were down there, peaches, apricots, pomegranates were all grown in that valley. We also did the storage bins, as we seen a couple of days ago up on the river. Our people still have those things existing in our valley. But originally, our people, before the national park ever became a national park, that is our home. It was our home of where we lived and where our families lived. If you go back into the time of when there was not really houses available, the natives, our people, the Havasupai people, lived on the cliffs, but a little below, because that's where the shelter was. That's where the people hid from the people that were coming in, like the conquistador, the people from settlers that were coming in to do the encroaching of the lands. We also, our birthplace is there, just beyond Tusayan. It's called Red Butte, and that is a very secret mountain to our people. Our origination stories come from there. We also had been traveling to different places in our existence. When we talk about the part of what is our known areas that we had been, would be from Grand Canyon, Williams, Flagstaff, also the San Francisco Peaks is a very powerful mountain that is there too. And I realize through my growth as a leader, as a traditionalist, that we, all of the people that are on these boats, do share a great part of these places. Each tribe did ceremonial journeys to these areas. And interesting when I think about it is that we all knew, the tribes knew, that they journeyed to gather medicine, they journeyed to do some of the hunting that was there, and we never thought about it, But now in society, we want to say this is ours and nobody can have it. I can't do that. The Grand Canyon National Park is part of my home, my people. And it makes me very sad to know, they took it from us and they chased us away, killed all our medicine people, thinking, the medicine people were very strong in our people. And when they chased us away and they killed all our medicine men, they figured, they got rid of us. But it only made things much stronger for our journey as the people. Many years have went by since the beginning of time, and when my people were in those canyons and living the way they were in contentment of, this beautiful place of awe. I do understand that, Teddy Roosevelt stood on that canyon rim and said, let this stay always this way, and let the people of this world see it. And so this is why some of the things happened to our people, was that they were taken away from our home. even in where we stopped today in Phantom Ranch, I was kind of sad, but as I walked up to the little store there, I felt my people. There were some that lived there. They call it Indian Gardens, and that's where my people grew the gardens. And after they told of the, that they wanted to have this place and let the people of the world see it, they began to push us away. But also I thought about the cable that lies across to put the bridge across. I think it's the older one. That bridge, those big wires that cross that bridge, my people, the Havasupai men, carried that big cable down on those switchbacks all the way to the bottom. And it was very interesting to find out that, I questioned this. I said, why couldn't you have a mule or one of those big mules they have up there, or a horse? Why did you use the human people to do this? Because those cables are really heavy. But they chose the men of Supai to carry those cables, and I've seen an old picture of them carrying it down on the switchbacks. And as when they made it down, they put it there and left it for them to do whatever they were going to do, I guess make this bridge. But after they did that, the people, the men, went down by the river and set up a sweat and did a sweat to give thanks that they were able to carry this heavy cable down with the human body. I also think about what's up there on the plateaus where the lodges are. All those walls that are built there that are stacked and guarding that area from people so they won't fall off. Those are all the things that my families, my people touched and put there. And still it is standing firm and still, because in that time they did things that knew they would withstand time. And there's a lot of memories that are there for me. My mother, my father, my grandfather were part of the people that lived there in that time. And we were chased away, and as I was saying, the man that lived there the longest was named Burrow. They called him Burrow because he would go up the cliffs like a burro with just strength and not looking tired. He had that ability. I hear from my people that sometimes when the young men were hunting out there, they would gift him with food of the deer, and they would stand at the edge and yell down and tell him, "We're leaving you something up here." And he would hear that, and he would start walking up, and he'd get up there and find what they had left him and take it back down. But he was one of the last of the Supais that were very hurtfully pushed out of his home. They tell me in my peoples, the families, say that he cried as he left his home, never to return. That is a really painful thing for me to hear and know and understand and live in this time, that I still know this. And for me, as a woman, as a traditionalist, as a leader, I want to right that wrong.